Hello and welcome, everyone, across, or around, I should say, the world today to another brand new episode of the World Radio League Show, episode 32. We've made it all the way to 32. That's more than one show a day for a whole month, I suppose, if you don't want to torture yourself that way. But we have a very special guest lined up for today. So we will get to that here in just a few minutes, but great to see everyone here. We have a ton of stuff to get through today. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Welcome back to the fastest 2 hours in ham radio. All right, let's go ahead and get this show on the road here. So we have a lot of familiar faces in the comments, a lot of good friends, and even some good acquaintances. I've got a lot of folks in the chat here, so we'll get to some comments later. Go ahead and start now, dropping your questions, your comments, your World Radio League ideas, brainstorms, thoughts, whatever, in the chat, and we will get to it here. This is going to be 2 hours of jam-packed ham radio goodness. So we're going to get to a lot of stuff here shortly. It's a beautiful day as far as clear skies and sunny here in Missouri today. But here at the Blue Barn Studios, it is pretty chilly outside. So don't know how the weather is where you are, but yeah, here it's a bit cold. So let's go ahead and get right into some of today's topics here. We have a couple of bits of business to take care of. Now, somebody yell if Terry jumps in the chat, because I've got something for him here. But in the meantime, let's see here. I'm looking to see if WV1DAD is here. Because I just want to say thank you for this. There you are, Jeff. Stick around for just a second if you're still there. Jeff sent me this beautiful, beautiful QSL card, and I want to say thank you, Jeff, for this QSL card. Absolutely fantastic. Let me know where you get your QSL cards, because that's great quality QSL card. I love that. But thank you so much for that beautiful QSL card with emblazoned with the World Radio League logo right there. So thank you, Jeff, very much for that. Terry is here. Terry, we'll get to your bit of business here momentarily. Let's go ahead and bring our guest in. Welcome, Catalina.
Hello. How are you, buddy?
Viewership is just getting ready to double, I'm telling you. How are you doing, Catalina?
I'm doing fine. What about you?
I am doing fantastic. What's the weather like down there in Argentina?
We're in the summer today here in Argentina, but today it's a little bit cold. So it's not hot, but tomorrow starts the hot weather for a long time. So it's cool to have a chill day.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a bit of business. I made a really cool contact right before we started the stream, Catalina, and I'm going to pull that up and show it to you here in just a moment. But before we get there, I've got a bit of business for our friend Terry. Terry KQ4MDM, Terry with a Tango. Don't worry, Terry. I think you're going to like this. Terry, I don't know how many times he has gone around the sun, but he just completed another trip around the sun a few days ago. It was on Thursday. So happy birthday to Terry. And Terry, you get the birthday song. This is let me cue one up here for you. I've got a couple of them here, so let's just hit one for you. This is for you, Terry. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Terry. I hope you enjoyed that. Didn't mean to catch you off guard there, but I figured you would probably enjoy that. So, very, very happy birthday, Terry. I won't ask how old you are, but very happy birthday to you. So, all right, now I made this really cool contact just a few moments ago. In fact, right before I started the live stream, I was on CW and I saw something pop up on the spotting page I really wanted to work. So here we go. Barely able to make the contact. They could just barely hear me, but here is my contact, Catalina, with Argentina. Looky here. Here we go.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Here is
nice.
My station up here in...
Oh, with a girl.
And then down here in Argentina, we've got LR1WWA. So it's a special event station in down here. So how close is this to kind of your general area?
It's very close.
Oh, wow. You'll have to take
Buenos Aires.
There. Show them World Radio League. Tell them what they're missing.
Yeah, I'm in Buenos Aires province, so it's in my province. That's cool.
There you go. All right, that's awesome.
And she's a girl because of her name.
What's that?
That she is a girl because she's Natalia. That's cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. So I thought that was a pretty cool contact. I don't work Argentina every day, and especially not on CW. So I was glad to be able to make that one. And Catalina, I thought you'd enjoy that. So
I love it.
We have a ton of stuff to get to today, like a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and get kicked off here with a special feature that we like to do. And we call it our weekly wins, week in 90 seconds. This is our weekly wins. I don't do this live all the time. This is like the second time I'll have done this live. So let's see how close to 90 seconds I can.
You got this.
This could turn out interesting. Here we go. It's time for World Radio League's Weekend 90 Seconds. All right, everyone, that's right. This is the part of the show where I tell you exactly what we have accomplished, or most of what we've accomplished in the last week, and only 90 seconds to do it. So this week, we have added manual map positioning to our map share. That's right, the big feature we debuted last week is now live on production. Lock icon on the mode option in your World Radio League logbook. That's right. James does not have to eat his foot this week because we got it out in time for today's show. So Winter Field Day 2026 customizations are available for testing on our beta environment, so go check that out. Winter Field Day mobile app updates will be released very soon. In fact, I think they're being released as I speak. And the all contacts map with filters is now available. Huge progress. We also had a lot of bug fixes this week, including some bugs with the operator and station call signs on mobile, and some other things like duplicate logic on across UTC days not working properly. That about covers it. That's a lot of stuff to unpack, but what do you know? I did that in like 60 seconds this time, so I guess I'm getting better rather than worse, but we'll go ahead and turn that music down. There we go. So we have a lot to unpack there. I just announced like I don't know how many features I just announced that we just released in the last couple days. So let's go ahead and deep dive into some of those. Catalina, do you have access to the comments and everything on the YouTube through StreamYard?
No, I don't have.
Okay.
Because I don't have the account.
Okay. No worries. No worries at all. Okay, so yes, let's start with manual map positioning. This is really cool feature. We debuted this, I believe, last week as a demo, and it's already on production. So let me go ahead and share that with you here. So the way this works, let me expand this out here where we can see a little better. The way this works is if you have a logbook, I'll use my January logbook here. I'll go to map and share map. There we go. So let's say I don't quite like this positioning. I want to move it to where I'm just kind of focusing on these or something here. I can just click this adjust map position and move it around a little bit. I can zoom in, zoom out, and then whenever I'm done setting it where I want to set it, all I have to do is click capture, and it takes just a second. And there we go. Now we can download the image, copy the link, boom. We have we've that's just a complete manual positioning, and it's fantastic. This is something we've needed for quite a while, and glad that this is now available for use. So very glad for that. I'm seeing somebody in the chat saying that they're not hearing me very well. Catalina, are you hearing me okay on your side?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Let me just boost my mic level just a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Tim, if you can hear me a little better now, just let me know. Thank you for saying something. Hopefully that helps. So yeah, this is absolutely awesome feature, and congrats to the developer who worked on this. He did great work on that one there. So a couple more things to do with maps. We have released the Catalina, did you have something?
No, I am just laughing about the comments in the chat.
Oh, okay, there we go. Way better. Good, much better. 5'9".
You are
Okay,
5'9".
5'9", booming into wherever you are, straight from here at the Blue Barn Studios. All right, let's hop over here to the logbooks page. Now, if I go up here, look at these tabs. Typically, we have logbooks, QSO Manager, and Activity Log. Well, now you'll see a brand new QSO Map tab. This is extraordinarily cool. Look at this map. Look at this beautiful map. We can set this to, let's set it to 500 contacts here. Get an Australia in there. We can have the map labels as call signs. We can set them to distance. We can set them to band. We can set them to mode, grid square, or country flag, which is really cool. So I'm going to actually turn them off for now, just by way of demonstration. But we've got a globe view here, so you can pull these all up on a globe. You can look at them on the map. We can filter them by basically any filter you have in the QSO Manager is also available here. Jacob says I'm 5'9 plus 40. Uh-oh. Okay. Hopefully I'm not blasting your eardrums too bad. So this here, you can filter this. Let's say I want everything that I've worked on 20 meters. And mode CW. We'll apply that. It's across all my logbooks, and I want the last 500 contacts that apply. So there we go. There's the last 500 CW contacts on 20 meters. And now I can click share. Here we go. And once again, I can adjust this map position if I don't like it. Move it around a little bit. And there we go. Very, very cool. So now I can also go in here and add a filter. Say I want only the ones that I've worked in January, in my January logbook, I should say. I click January, hit apply. There we go. There's my CW contacts on 20 meters from January. Or let's say I only want the ones I've worked in January, no matter what logbook they're in. I can go over here to this date filter, click January 1st, then click January 19th, which is today. Boom, there's all the contacts from January 1st to 19th. So very, very cool. Really, really fun. So let's see here. We also have a customization, just like your regular maps. We've got customization here. You can look through all that, and a lot of other filters here. Duplicates, confirm contacts. You can pick by their state, so I can select by what contacts are in their state. So anyway, just a lot of fun with these new maps. And remember, we'll get back to what other features we have, but remember our Mugs for Map Shares program. Catalina, tell them what the Mugs for Map Shares program is all about.
I was going to ask you if I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something that we are continue running. We had our first 5 winners in December that they, I think that a couple of them already
very
received,
happy winners.
Yeah, their mags. And now we are running the competition for January. A lot of map shares on social media. So how can you participate? You can participate sharing your maps. That's the easiest way to earn a new mug.
Absolutely. And these mugs are beautiful. So
exactly. So remember to tag World Radio League whenever you share this map. And if it is in a private group, just send to our Radio League. I said send me because I'm the one who is checking your maps every day.
Whether you mean to or not, you're sending them to her.
No, not send me. But yeah, as each of the entries turn on a point. So if you share 5 maps, you will get 5 maps. If you share 10 maps, 10 maps, 10 points. So as many maps as you can share, you are gonna be for sure the winner. So also it's good to share your map, contacts, your PODA, anything that you want to share to the ham radio community is welcome, and it counts as a point.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Catalina. A couple of comments to cover here. Terry says maps are now far more useful. Thank you. Absolutely, Terry. This has been a one that's been in development for some time, and we're really excited about it. Tom says great feature. And yes, it is absolutely live on production, Dave. So yes. By all means. So, and I'm just getting information right as we speak that Winter Field Day changes are live on production. I just had that information come through. So, Winter Field Day, guys, the Winter Field Day in its final form, unless you guys spot a bug and report it and we fix it like ASAP, which we will if you find one. But Winter Field Day in its final form is on production live, ready to be tested and used. So go check it out. Have fun with it. But don't leave us here. Just keep us up on one monitor, and then on your other, do some have fun learning your way around Winter Field Day, logging, logbook contest, and we'll have fun with that. So. Yeah, so that was actually the next thing that was on my list to discuss. So let me go ahead and I'm going to check with James and see if he's joining the live today. And let's see here. Let me pull up.
I love your new setup, Andy.
Oh, thank you.
It's looking so good.
You noticed. Somebody noticed my new...
It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yes, I've got, of course, my life member mug here, and then I've got some
Yes,
a new
that's new.
shelf over there. My screen over here. This is my NAQP contest map from this last weekend, and I'll share that with y'all here in a little bit. But let me go ahead and oops, I accidentally typoed my message to James. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. All right, so if we go over and take a look at Winter Field Day, let me go ahead and go down to the contesting page, and we'll open up Winter Field Day 2026 here. Go ahead and enroll. Enroll now if you haven't yet. So get yourself in a logbook all set up and ready to go. When you enroll, it automatically creates the logbook for you, complete with templates and everything. So go ahead and enroll. We've got 244 people enrolled. We usually see a huge spike like right before Winter Field Day, but we'd love to get that number up early if we could. So go ahead and start enrolling now, and we'll have a lot of fun this weekend. So that is this weekend. This weekend is Winter Field Day. We're in the home stretch. So make sure you have a plan, or if you're going to wing it, just make sure you have what gear you need. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, so, can I add something?
Absolutely, Andy? Go right ahead.
So I think that it was Steve. I don't remember the name now. I responded over the chat that he was looking for convincing all of the club members to log in and register in World Radio League. So if you have a club, you can reach out to partnerships@hubradiopropworldradioleague.com, and we can give you a special discount for your club, so you can share it with them, and they can have a great discount. So we have a special page for that, but I can't paste it here. So you can directly reach out to us in our partnership emails, and I will respond to you. So. Absolutely. That's kind of cool. And Winter Field Day is coming, so it's good to have a discount for this weekend.
Absolutely. Especially. And we have somewhat of a program for influencer partnerships too, don't you? That you handled, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. So we have a discount for clubs too, and a special program for them there too. So if you have a club, it's for Steve and all the people that is here and you're watching this live, you can reach out to us and we can give you a special discount for your club.
Absolutely. And Catalina does an awesome job handling those partnerships. So thank you, Catalina.
You're very welcome.
Very much for handling those. So so let's take a quick look at some of the. I'll go ahead and cover this mode lock feature that we've got here. So basically, you just click this button right here. Whatever's in this mode field will not change until you change it manually. So if you're in a different band plan in the US or something like that, just literally just click this lock icon if you don't want the mode to change along with your frequency. So great release by the team this week. In fact, I think it was like this morning when they released that, or maybe it was yesterday or the day before. We've got this Winter Field Day logbook set up here now. I think this is the latest. Let me refresh and just make sure I have everything up to date. There we go. Okay, now it looks more like it. Okay, it's more streamlined here. I can go in here and put my exchange in. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be operating as yet, but I'm going to just use One Hotel Mike Oscar as an example. So you've got call sign, RST sent received, and your exchange fields. Now remember, you can use a custom template if you want to. I have a new template called I just created that actually I'll show that to you in just a bit. This is really cool. But if you really want just a super fast logging experience without putting in frequencies, that type of thing, I've got a new template we'll take a look at here momentarily. So here we can go and we can look at logging a contact. So if I put in K4AZE, say we're 5'9", he is 1 hotel or 1 mobile, Tango November. I can just hit, you see it gives me these OK flags. If I would put something in here that is not valid, it will not, it will flag that and say, no, you can't log that. This has to be valid. So it will check both category and section. So once I get those in there, I can log the contact. Boom, there we go. So we'll go ahead and take a look. Let's say I'm part of a club. Let's say me and Catalina are both part of a club, the N0APX club. And so our station call sign is N0APX, but Catalina wants to do some operating. So we're going to put in Catalina's call sign, LU5EZO.
Oh, you know it.
So yes, I know it absolutely. So now Catalina's going to log some contacts. She's going to log Jim in for BFR. I just typoed. Ignore me. So she's going to log him as one Oscar, which is O is outdoor, in Foxtrot Lima or Florida. Here, I think I had an extra space in there or something. Oh, I forget. They're like in North Florida, I believe. You have to use North Florida, South Florida, something like that. So she's going to log that one. Then she's going to log Terry, KQ4MDM. Terry will likely be something like 1 Oscar in Tango November. She'll log that one. Now, if we go over here, we can check under stats. No, that's not the right location. Apologies. We can go down here, view scoring breakdown. And we can scroll down here to the statistics. This will show us contacts by band, by mode, per hour. All that breakdown, that'll look really cool, you know, halfway through or at the end of the contest. This will all be broken out into QSOs per hour, and it will look really awesome. But if you look here, we can see the total number of QSOs we have is the 3. Catalina logged 2, Andy logged 1. So it breaks that down across your whole team and shows you a breakdown. And see, we've logged 1 in Georgia, 2 in Tennessee, 1 in North Florida. So I logged 1 in this logbook before the new changes were released, and it's not counting that one. But anyway, just very, very cool setup here. So go ahead and delete that one, in fact. So now you can go over here to the objectives tab, and you can see here's all the objectives, which basically count as multipliers for Winter Field Day. So if you go down here, we can add operating away from home, 100% on alternative power. We're deploying multiple antennas. We make an SSB or CW satellite contact, and we copy the Winter Field Day special bulletin. Now we have 10 multipliers. So we'll go back here, and let's see here. View scoring breakdown. So it shows us that we've got 45 of the objectives complete. Now, I feel like I've logged something incorrectly because it's not giving me the score for each contact. But let me look at this real quick here. This contact, I may have miskeyed something. I'll check that when we go to break. But here, we'll be going to break here in probably another 15 minutes. So I'll check that then. But it looks like we'll take a look at that and make sure that's counting properly. But you can see you've got all the objectives listed here. You just check the ones that your club has completed, and yeah, it's really, really cool what the dev team did with this. Stats page, of course, like normal. You got your normal map here, and the logging page also shows class and section instead of RST sent and RST received. So you don't really need RST sent and RST received for Winter Field Day. So class and section showing those is absolutely a valid swap for this event specifically. So if you guys have any questions about Winter Field Day or about using it for your club, James produced an awesome Winter Field Day video, Winter Field Day for clubs video. So go check that out on YouTube. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat here, and we'll try to get to them here in just a little bit. So that is a lot of the Winter Field Day changes. We've also released some Winter Field Day changes on mobile. So make sure to update your mobile app to the latest version so you can take full advantage of those changes. Catalina, did you update your mobile app to the latest version?
When was it updated? Not today.
I think it's coming out today. Actually, I'm not sure it's fully
No,
released.
I have to update it. I'm doing it right now.
Okay. I'm not sure it's out on both app stores yet. Sometimes some of the app stores take like 24 hours to approve. So, if it hasn't come through yet, just give it a little bit of time. It should come through soon. So. All right, what else did we have that we talked about? We talked about the lock icon on the mode and manual map positioning. Winter Field Day 2026. Guys, we are so excited for Winter Field Day 2026. NAQP was really big last weekend, but Winter Field Day, we're hoping to go at least 10x NAQP as far as World Radio League users. That's close to what we did last year, and we'd really like to excel that. So tell everyone you know, tell all your friends, make sure everybody gets signed up and enrolled in Winter Field Day event on World Radio League. We're really, really excited. And Catalina, of course, wants to see those map shares coming out right after Winter Field Day. Isn't that right, Catalina?
Exactly. That's a great opportunity to earn a free mag. Like, you don't have any excuse. Just share your maps. I will count all of them after the Winter Field Day. Next Monday will be a really busy day for me because you're going to share a lot of maps. So maybe Andy can't join next week. I'm going to just check all the maps after the weekend.
Absolutely. All right. So we also have got some bugs resolved this week. I'm going to kind of rapid fire through some of these. If you guys have any questions about any of them, like I said, go ahead and drop them down in the chat. I will look through those when we go to break, and I will bring some of those forward after the break. So be sure and drop some of those comments down in the chat. But some of the bugs that have been resolved this week. We had a bug in the mobile app with the operator and station call signs. So that was what I just showed you earlier about logging as a club. You can log multiple operator call signs under one station call sign. There was a little bit of a bug in the mobile app. We got that resolved. That is part of these changes. So that is all. That will all be, perfectly available. We had some ADIF changes as well in keeping with current standards, ADIF standards. So you'll see that those are now correct. Let's see here. We have the map auto positioning. I think we had a couple bugs in that as we were releasing. Those have been resolved. The map in the logbook, we had a few reports that it wasn't refreshing. The pop out map wasn't refreshing after a contact was logged. That's been fixed. Now, every time a contact's logged, the pop-out map refreshes, and I can attest that this is working beautifully as of NAQP on Saturday. I had map up over here, live streaming, logging contacts, and it was refreshing every time I logged a contact. So, fantastic. We had Rodney, I believe, reported a bug with UTC with duplicates not working across UTC days properly. So we fixed that. That one's fixed. And I think in light mode, we had an issue with one of the drop downs was just basically whiting out. Everything was whiting out in one of the drop downs. And so that one's resolved. If it's not been deployed yet, it will be deployed within the next couple days. But I think it was part of today's deployment. So absolutely. So that is our week in a nutshell. That is our week in 90 seconds plus the deep dive. So you got the whole kahuna there. But we have a lot more left to get to. So I'm gonna go a little bit further with this Winter Field Day thing because we have some really cool features that you might not even realize are here. So if you go over here to the leaderboard page, well, no, it's not on the leaderboard page. Apologies, it's on the map page. You can see participants on the air now. So I'm gonna zoom into my location. This is basically people who have enrolled for Winter Field Day. You know, they're gonna be using it, and so whenever somebody enrolls, a pin pops up on the map, and if you want to find some hams that are near you, like here's my location, here's me right here. Now look, if I look down here, we see Dave, KE6GAE, the Hillbilly Ham. I could reach out and say, hey Dave, I see you've enrolled in Winter Field Day on World Radio League. Do you want to, do you want to meet up and operate together? We could reach out to Jake over here, AE0TM.
Also, sorry, Andy, but that's another important reason why you have to enroll as soon as possible, because you can see who is participating. You can contact other people who is logging next to you.
Absolutely, very good point. Very good point. Yeah, we could also contact Kyle over here, KF0LKI, and see if he wants to meet up with us, and we could all do Winter Field Day together. And yeah, it's really cool here that these pop up on this map like this. It's very, very cool, really. Like down here where around where James is, I think he's right. Nope, that's Dean. Let's see here, James is. Where's James at? Is he right here?
She didn't enroll.
I think James is right there. There's James right there. What's that?
She didn't enroll. He didn't enroll yet.
Yeah.
He's waiting until the last minute.
Until the last minute, yeah. But anyway, this participant map, and once the contest is or the event has begun, you can click on somebody's profile here and then click on view statistics and watch their live statistics during Winter Field Day. So very cool. Very, very cool. Guys, it starts in 4 days, 19 hours, 19 minutes, and 31 seconds. Please enroll now. We've got to get this. We've got to get this thing. Look, we've got 250. Thank you to everyone who's enrolling. Let's get another 250 in the next day or two, and then we can be ready for our big spike on Friday. So so we're extraordinarily excited about Winter Field Day this year, and we want to say a huge thank you to the Winter Field Day team for collaborating with us so closely on this. They've been a huge help in letting us know kind of what they'd like to see, and what would be helpful, and not I wouldn't say a full partnership per se, but they've been very, very gracious and very kind to us, kind of letting us know what would be useful, what would help, and how to make this the best Winter Field Day for us and for them. So thank you to Marvin and the whole Winter Field Day team. So I showed you those club logging stats, which are really cool. And those when those stats fill up, you've got 10, 12 club members, and they're all logged in, and they can all see their own personal stats within the club stats there. It's really cool. And we do have a bit of an announcement. The Winter Field Day bulletin information has been released. So if you can copy this bulletin during Winter Field Day, you can add an extra multiplier. So I grabbed the bulletin here. You can see. So this is being broadcast from both the United States and Ireland, as I understand. So it's broadcasting from 3 states: Alabama, Wisconsin, and California, and from Ireland. So it will be on the 24th. It will be at 1800 UTC on CW, at 1815 UTC on single sideband, and at 1830 UTC on PSK 31. Frequencies will be 21050, 180775, 14050, 7050, and 3550. That's 3.550. For the CW portion. For the single sideband portion, 28590, 21390, 14290, and 7.290. For the PSK31 portion, 28.120, 21070, 14070, and 7040. So those frequencies correspond on both days. And then on the 25th of January, the frequencies are the same, the times are different. 0000 UTC for CW, 015 UTC for single sideband, and 030 UTC for PSK31. Ireland on the 24th will be broadcast on single sideband and BPSK31 at 1630 on 28.400, 1730 at 21.160, 1830 at 14.200, 2100 at 7.130, 2200 UTC 3.660. That's for single sideband on BPSK31, 1700 at 28.120, 1800 at 21.070, 1900 at 14.070, 2130 at 7.040, and 2230 at 3.580. Frequencies will be the same for the 25th. The times, once again, will be different. 12 for single sideband, 1200, 1300, 1400, 1930, and 2030. And for BPSK31, 1230, 1330, 1430, 2000, and 2100. So those are all the bulletin times and frequencies. So thank you guys for going ahead and releasing that for us and getting it out there. And let's hope we can copy this. The as many people as possible can copy the special bulletin this year. That'd be really, really cool. I'm hoping to get it myself, but we'll see what happens. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and go to a quick break. We will be right back. Catalina, are you able to stay with us through the other side of the break?
I don't know. How much time? Well, we can discuss that later.
Okay,
if I can't stay the whole session, I will join again to say bye-bye.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go to quick break, and Catalina will either be back to stay for a while or back to say goodbye. So,
yeah, sure.
Thank you, Catalina, guys. We're going to go to a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this. After this. Welcome back to the fastest 2 hours in ham radio. I am Andy, N0APX, your host, broadcasting live from the Blue Barn Studios. Welcome back, everyone. So glad to see you all. Catalina stuck with us.
Hello.
Hey, Catalina.
I'm back.
All right.
I can stay for 10 minutes more.
Okay, sounds good. Catalina will be here for a few more minutes, so yeah, let's go ahead and hit a few comments and see what everybody's buzzing about here in the chat. So let's go ahead and get to that. So we've got several queued up here. Tim's asking Andy and Catalina, I want to start learning CW. Any suggestions? I've seen a few suggestions in the chat. First of all, Catalina, do you have any suggestions for him?
Yeah, learn with Andy. Do that, do.
Oh man. Okay. Currently, I would say the Long Island CW Club is a very awesome resource. And also there are various and sundry apps and this and that for that you can use to help you out. But this is something over at the Ham Radio Prep side of things that we've discussed, that we've talked about. It's very difficult to create a standalone course without like a without like a direct face-to-face session with a be it over video or something with an instructor. But I think it could be possible. So just I would say stay tuned. KG2LBR says, I signed out for a while on Saturday. When I signed back in, later the system told me I had no contacts. I had to restart the app. Then the contacts came back. What happened? So were you using the web app or the mobile app on an M-series chip, or what exactly? Sometimes if you just, if you refresh the page or close the app, open it back up, every once in a while there's just a couple seconds that they'll disappear. If you just refresh, they'll pop back up for you again. So could have been something like that. If you could let me know exactly what you were using there. Tim's asking about the CW course. He says he's in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Is there a course or application? Like I said, Long Island CW Club, they do it all remotely. For now, I would recommend them, but I would also say stay tuned to Ham Radio Prep and World Radio League. Tom says, hey, all. Not sure if there have been some updates in the background, but rig control is way more stable with my FT710, even with virtual ports coming out of WinFree Yaesu. That's awesome, Tom. Glad to hear it. Very glad to hear it. Thanks for reaching out and letting us know that, Tom. That's we're always glad to get the positive feedback. In software development, it's like if somebody is going to write feedback, like 70% of the time, the reason they're going to write it is because it's negative. So we always like to get the positive feedback as well. So thank you for taking the time to to send in feedback that's positive and that helps us out a lot. N0XRG says, when will FT4 log is FT4 versus MFSK? That is one of our upcoming features. It should be released hopefully very shortly after Winter Field Day. I believe it's on the agenda for release shortly after Winter Field Day. So I can double check that timeline, but that's I believe that's what we're looking at right now. So great question. Dawn in 5SKT, when will World Radio League support transceiver control interface for Sun SDR radios and Anon radios? This is a really great question, and we currently use a third-party source for our cat control libraries, but this is absolutely something that we can look into. In fact, I'm going to make a note on it right now. So that we have that information down here. There we go. All right. Thank you, Don. So we got that noted here. Tim, I made several contacts last week, and if you have never heard of World Radio League, only QRZ'd. So I sent the information and website. That's awesome, Tim. Thank you for doing that. And we're getting ready to make that a whole lot easier. We're getting ready to make it just as easy as the click of a button and you can request a World Radio League confirmation via email. So super excited about that feature, because that's really going to be a good one for us, a good one for you, good one for everybody all the way around, and a good one for all the people who have never heard of World Radio League before and will be enthralled by its ease of use and its modernization and its fantastic usability. So we're glad to be able to release that one soon. That one's on the agenda. We're hoping that one will be out in just not that many weeks. So Rod Murray, VA3 MZD. Good afternoon from ONS. Blizzard-like conditions currently, -11, -14. Snow and blowing snow. Perfect day to stay indoors and play radio. Absolutely. And perfect day to watch the World Radio League show. Very glad you joined us, Rod. Thank you. Steve says the YCARS Club. We have 120-ish members. I'm working hard to get as many people over to World Radio League as possible.
Oh, that's the comments I saw today.
Papa Delta Zulu.
About the club.
Okay, awesome. And do you know if they've reached out to you at all as far as for partnership?
Let me check here. But
Steve, if you're able to reach out to Catalina for a partnership opportunity, she can get you guys set up. Of the 120 members, she can get you guys set up with a great opportunity. So reach out to her, and she'll get you set up. So thanks, Steve. Rosanna says new leaderboards, one for hunters and one for activators. Yeah, I like that idea. Absolutely. I think we've got that one in our discussion points. Thank you for as a team internally. So thank you for throwing that back out at us. Paul's asking to make the mode lock icon permanent per logbook. So I'm guessing if you set it in a logbook, you don't want it to reverse later once you close the logbook. You want it to persist. So great thinking. There we go. All right. Made a note to just make sure. I don't know for sure whether that's the way it operates or not. I'll have to double check that operation. So thanks, Paul. Walker, KR4IUG, is answering Tim about the CW question there. Long Island CW Club and the Ham Radio Duo. So they both actually have Discord servers, both Long Island CW Club and this is the first time I'm finding out about the Ham Radio Duo having one. So be sure and if you can DM Walker, if you can DM me that link in our Discord, then I will see if I can get that shared out, the Ham Radio Duo. But that's really cool. That they have a Discord. I did not know that. Let me go ahead and share the link for our Discord here. We've recently made a lot of changes to our Discord, just kind of getting it updated, getting it a little bit more secure, and we wanted to get that. Brad was really great assistance there in getting that set up. So he did a lot of the work there. So thank you to Brad. Huge thank you to Brad. Brad is still our phantom, what shall I say? Our phantom bug extermination agent or community consultant. I don't know what title to give him, but he's still our phantom team member. But we're gonna get him on one of these days. We are gonna try. So there's our Discord link. So Walker, if you want to DM me directly with that link to the Ham Radio Duo Discord, then we can see if we can get that shared out. KKZ says he got his computer to radio issue worked out and learned FT8 for the first time. Very cool, Levi. That's awesome. We've got several more comments here. I'm going to see if I can hit a few more of them quickly. If I miss you, I apologize, but trying to keep up with what's going on here. We've got Terry's liking the new map, the new map updates. Absolutely, Terry. Very cool. We've got Terry's taking a dig at Dave over here. So Terry, I'll let you and Dave fight that one out. And Dave's telling me that here in Missouri, we might have some winter storms during winter field day. So who knows? I might be operating as one hotel, Mike Oscar, this weekend, which is 1H or the home category. So, so Daniel says, thanks for the contact Saturday. You were number one in the NAQP log of 1,440 contacts at 1,800 Zulu sharp. That's awesome, Daniel. Fantastic. Yes, I worked you like right off the bat. So glad to get you in the log, sir. All right, so we've got Tim saying very cool, much improvement since last year. Yes, we have come a long way since last year's Winter Field Day, really. Terry's asking, Andy, how's this handle logging FT8 or FT4 contacts for Winter Field Day? I'll let you fight that out with Marvin, seeing as how FT8 and FT4 are not valid modes for Winter Field Day. But I'll let you. If you want to fight that out with Marvin, I'll send you over to his DM to fight that out. Rosanna says battery, power, and a cabin. No other utilities. So how do I log that? I would say with a tablet or a mobile phone, you can use our mobile app. It doesn't matter if it's an iPad, an Android tablet, an Android phone, iPhone. You can use the World Radio League mobile app and log entirely offline. They'll all sync back to your cloud account once you get back to the grid. So, great question, Rosanna. EOD Kaboom, KH2XX just popping in to say good morning. Hey, KH2XX, good to see you. So Tim's asking, Catalina, this is good. This is a good one for you. Tim's asking, where does he share the map on for World Radio League on Facebook? Or I'll send that to anywhere else. Just go ahead and kind of give us a rundown of what you're checking. Yeah.
Yeah, you can share your map anywhere that you want. If you want to share it on your personal profile, in the World Radio League group, in private groups, that's absolutely fine. Also, a lot of people sharing their contacts on Instagram, but you need to tag World Radio League. If you don't tag World Radio League, we can't check all of them. Of course, we are always there on social media, but sometimes if you don't tag World Radio League, we can't check that map, so it won't count. So the important part is that you tag World Radio League account on Instagram or on Facebook. That's the name, World Radio League, in both accounts. So if you tag us, I will see that and I will count it as a point for you. So that's the most important part.
Awesome. Thank you. See you, Tim.
And with that said, I will say bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Catalina's got to drop. Thank you, Catalina, for stopping by and saying hi.
Thank you. I've missed to join this couple of last weeks. So
viewership's just about to tank because you're leaving, but thank you so much for coming by.
But I joined today.
Yes, we'll hope to see you back next week. So
yeah.
We've got to get you. We've got one of these Mondays. I'm just like not going to be available or something, or be at a ham fest or something, and you're going to have to take over for me. So.
Oh my god! We
need to get you trained up. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe I don't feel well that Monday. I will think about
it. All right. Thank you very much, Catalina.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, we'll see you. All right, very glad Catalina was able to stop by today. Let's hit a few more comments before we get into the meat and potatoes of this stream. We've got news. We've got the propagation forecast for this next week. So. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff yet to cover, but we're going to hit a couple more comments here. So we'll go ahead and check those out. We've got John saying, do all registered Winter Field Day show up on the map, even if they're not using World Radio League? Not on the World Radio League map. There's not a direct interface there, so it's not easy to do. But that's a really cool idea, but they don't really have a way to access that directly. So great question though. Thank you for the kind comments. Have a good rest and hope you have a good week there. KJ5RT, thank you. Will the World Radio League cat control work with the ICOM 718 with aftermarket sound card just for basic single sideband contacts? As long as you get the proper cat control interface, it should. Absolutely. I'm just checking our cat control app now to see what all models are available. The 718 is listed, yes. So as long as you have the correct cat control cable and interface, then yes, absolutely. Like yours said, this is Peter, K0PLT. My QRZ shows 800 confirmed QSOs. I tried to delete World Radio League and do the import from World Radio League, not the ADIF. Still no joy. Peter, if you could maybe kind of explain exactly what you mean there. You said you deleted the contacts in World Radio League and then tried to import back into World Radio League, or you deleted the World Radio League contacts that were on QRZ and tried to send them back to QRZ. Or are you trying to get confirmations imported? I'm just trying to clarify there. Confirmation import feature is not finalized yet. That should be coming here in just probably a week or two, few days or to a week or two. So that one should be in testing very soon. So let me know exactly what you're talking about there. Absolutely, Bill. Catalina's been doing a great job with Mugs for MapShare's program, and a huge shout out to her. So glad you're able to get one. Anyone new to FT8 time is very important. You need a way to keep your computer within 2 seconds of correct time. Yes, and there's websites that will sync your computer time properly. So great suggestion there from Ed. Thank you. Rodney says it's going to be a high of 17 and a low of 5 on Saturday at his job site, Winterfield Day location. He'll be one mobile from the Jeep Gladiator. FT891 with an ATOS 120A and ham 6. That is cold, Rodney. That is cold, but it's not going to be much better here. So, man, it is going to be cold. K0 MAD Sean. Hey, Sean. Let's see here. Oh, one hotel or one Oscar. Okay, got you. No worries. I think there's an indoor, an outdoor, a home, and a mobile. So I think you would be one indoor. If you're in the cabin, I would say it'd be one indoor. Absolutely. Okay, thanks for clarifying that, Rosanna. Rodney just updated his location in the World Radio League Winterfield Day. Great. Andy Kelly said the sun has just sent a G4 straight at us. Fun. Very fun. We'll look at the solar forecast here in a little bit. Joshua says you need to have SOTA integration similar to the way POTA is. Otherwise, it's perfect. We absolutely have SOTA integration. If you have an issue with SOTA integration, let me know what that is, Joshua. We got SOTA spots, SOTA. You can hunt SOTA very easily. I put the SOTA reference in there. You can activate SOTA very easily using SOTA references. So let me know what it is that you've got an issue with, and we'll absolutely take a look at it, because we are very, very well set up for Summits on the Air. SOTA is, if y'all aren't familiar, Summits on the Air, POTA, Parks on the Air. There's a couple others like WWFF, Worldwide Flora and Fauna, as well as some others, but yeah, absolutely. Peter says trying to get confirmations in. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So we have the confirmation import feature coming very soon. So Prepam Paul, hey Prepam Paul, says can't make it down to Galveston with the rest of Texas Hams. So probably do something local, maybe stay overnight and go solo this year. Cool. Joshua says when you click on the park spot, it always shows the park number. Maybe it could show the summit ID and stuff. So yes, if you turn on, let me share my screen here. So this is really cool. I'm actually very glad you brought this up. So if you turn on, let me pull up a logbook here. The spotting page, you can go over here to clusters, turn on SOTA. I'm gonna just turn off everything else. I don't know if there's any SOTAs out there today, but I'm just gonna turn off everything else so we can see it. There we go. Yeah, SOTA spot here. You can see here it's got the SOTA reference right there. If you double click on the spot here, let's go ahead and get this template. I'm gonna just use the SOTA Hunter template for now, and we can look at a different one later. But yeah, you can see I copied the spot over. It copied their SOTA field right here into their summit. If I clear this out, you can see it says their summit instead of their park. I copy this one here, copies that straight over, and I just heard my radio click since it set the frequency to that spot. So yeah, Joshua, very, very much easy to get those SOTA references in there. If you had any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. But yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Glad to hear it, Adam. I love me some World Radio League too. All right. What else did we have? Caleb, WV, West Virginia Ham, KF8EYE. Before we get to his comment, Caleb actually completed an amazing feat over the weekend. Caleb landed at number one on the leaderboard for NAQP. Now there may have been a score calculation difference here. I'll see what's going on there. But 424 QSOs versus 425 QSOs. There's a score calculation difference. But Caleb is right at the top for made 425 QSOs for NAQP single sideband. So Caleb, I'll take a look here and see why the points are different from your QSO number. But great job, my friend. That's awesome work. Awesome work, man. That is so cool. And yeah, Marvin, our friend Marvin, W0MET, came in third place. Very cool. Michael, AF0F, him and Caleb. One of them's in first and one of them's in second. We'll sort that out. But great work, guys. I actually did a live stream on Saturday, 2.5 hours of me live streaming my contesting from right here in the Blue Barn studio, and it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun, but yeah, Caleb really pulled it off. And Caleb says, so I might be going with my club to do Winter Field Day. How should I log them with a club call sign, but also add the points up for my call sign? I'm sure they will want to file for the QSOs with the club call. So what you'll want to do is, if they're all using World Radio League, use their logbook, and then just get a copy of their ADIF later. If you're the only one using World Radio League, then what you'll do is you'll put the club call sign in station call sign, and then you'll put your personal call sign in operator call sign and log them under your account, and that's how you'll do it. And then you just export the ADIF, and it will have their call sign in the station call sign field, and that will take care of their requirements. So, it's really, it's great if they're going to use World Radio League. It's super easy. If you're going to use it, then it's just a couple of extra steps of you saying, okay, this is I'm operating using this call sign. This is my station call sign, but I'm the one who's doing the operating. So here's my personal call sign in the operator field. Here's the club's call sign in the station field, and then sending them the ADIF later. So great question, Caleb. Really great question. Tom says pop out spots page had a similar delay. He's talking about similar to the map share. So not sure if that map bug fix tackles them all or not. So let me know if you still see that, Tom, and we'll take a look at it. Thank you. Waves and Wings just enrolled in Winter Field Day. Awesome. Peter says, Andy, FYI, every pin on the Winter Field Day map shows free, doesn't show the correct membership. Thank you, Peter. I'll take a look at that and make sure. This should be simple. Thank you very much. Terry says, when I use WSJTX, it logs to my general log. How do we get it to log to our Winter Field Day contest log? So once again, the WSJTX modes, specifically FT4 and FT8, are not valid for Winter Field Day, but I will show you how to log into a different logbook using the WSJTX integration. So you'll go over here and WSJTX. You'll click select under the select logbook. You'll click here, pick a different logbook to log your contacts into, and click start listing, and it will start picking those up and putting them in the new logbook. So great question, Terry. What else do we have? Tom says, asking Terry, are you using Cat Control Apps Listener? Yes, there is the drop down there. We just looked at that. And Ed says, using the web app, can you demonstrate the proper way to use their park for logging? Yes, indeed I can. Great question. So if I go ahead and share my screen here, you can see, pull it up here. You can see if I go to the logbooks page, to this month's logbook, I'm going to go ahead and swap this template back out for our default template. And you can see I've got their park option. So if somebody is on the spotting page already, then if they're already there, I can just double click and it automatically populates their park. But if they're not there already, then when they give you their park number, you just put that number in. So say it's me and I'm telling you it's 10215. If you put that in and it will pop up a drop-down list, you just click on the correct option there. So that adds it straight to that contact. And yeah, super easy to use. And it will set that contact, to that location. And that way it'll map properly. So great question, Ed. Thank you. KB4SYV. Great question. I was going to move on to a couple of other things here, but we've already got another break coming up, so I'm going to hit a couple more questions. Adam must have been on AE4IT live. Very cool, out there with Otis. How do I handle my old call sign and create a logbook of some kind? You can actually just set those contacts to that call sign. So it's up to you whether you want to put them in a different logbook or not. It's personal preference. But if you go up here, if you're like in QSO Manager, and let me just go over there for demonstration purposes. If you're in QSO Manager and you have several contacts here, and you say bulk edit details, you can go up here to this call sign field and just change your call sign to your old one, and save it, and it will apply that old call sign to them. So, great question. And also, Steve asks, can notes be saved in World Radio League and displayed the next time you log a QSO with that call sign? Yes, this is really cool. This is one that James actually implemented, which he doesn't implement a lot of features. Most of it, he leaves that to the dev team, but if I put in here N0WRL, you can see I have a note saved down here, HRP and WRL boss. Now, it doesn't go in this notes field. It actually goes in a special notes field down here on the lookup box. So you can change the note here. I can go KQ4 MDM and pull up the notes here and say Terry with Tango. And there we go. We'll save that. Now, let's say I put in LU5EZO, and it brings up Catalina. And then I go back and say a couple days later, I work Terry again. KQ4MDM. Look down here. Oh, that's Terry with a Tango. So, yeah, absolutely. Very, very great feature that James implemented there. I really like that one myself personally. Thank you for giving me the chance to show that one off. So, great. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit the one more break real quick, and then we'll be right back to cover all of the fantastic news stories that are going on this week. So stay tuned, and we will be right back after this.
Are you ready to ditch that 90s ham radio logging software and upgrade to something from this century? Well, now you can. Welcome to a brand new era of software in ham radio, World Radio League. Whether you're a brand new ham radio operator just getting started, or a seasoned veteran looking to upgrade your logging experience, World Radio League is the ham radio tool suite for you. Its sleek, modern design brings ham radio into today's world. No more digging through endless menus to find basic features. It's all right in front of you, ready to go with just a couple clicks. An extremely customizable logging interface is just the beginning. We integrate with 7 spotting networks to make finding your contacts that much easier. Plus, we offer many custom mapping and analytics tools so that you can view your contacts your way. We have all sorts of tools tailored to contesting, POTA, SOTA, WWFF, and other activities as well. And it gets better. With our cloud-based log storage, you can access your logs using our fully featured web interface in tandem with our robust mobile app. You can log into your account on any device and even log contacts offline, syncing them to your online account later. The best part? Logging with World Radio League is free. Just set up an account and start logging. Want to use advanced features like large log imports and analytics? Upgrade to a premium plan starting at only $3 a month. Join a huge community of ham radio operators at the fastest growing ham radio software platform available by creating your free account at worldradioleague.com today, or search for World Radio League in your favorite app store.
And we're back. Welcome back to the fastest 2 hours in ham radio. I'm Andy N0APX. Welcome to the third half of the show today. Glad to see all of you are sticking with us, or most of you, I should say, are sticking with us. Loving the comments today. We've got a ton of great ones. Robbie's asking if we have TCI integration. I'm not very familiar with TCI, so let me know kind of what all that entails. All right, let's get into some news stories here. First of all, last weekend, of course, was NAQP SSB, single sideband. So it was really cool. We had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun during NAQP. And if we look here, we can see, just gonna go ahead and show you my map for, oh, that was the CW. I only logged 8 contacts in the CW edition of NAQP, so not quite as happy with that, but I was busy that day, so glad to at least have gotten 8 in. So 104 contacts for NAQP SSB. Logged all throughout the day. I got N0XRG in the log. Confirmed. I've got W1AW stroke 4 confirmed. That was fun. KO4FX confirmed. Marvin W0MET. Caleb KF8EYE. Yeah, we got a lot of confirmed contacts there. Robbie says TCI for Flex on SDR, no more COM ports. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's something that we're going to be looking into. So, very good question. Thank you. Yeah, we'll absolutely look into that. Like I said, we use a third-party library currently for our cat control. So it's kind of, we're kind of almost dictated by what they allow. So we're going to be looking to see if we can expand above and over that. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, NAQP was fun. We had total participants. Let's check the statistics here. Here's the bands used, modes used, QSOs per hour, total contacts logged, 4,195, 140 participants. Really fun. So thank you to everybody who logged Winter Field Day. Very fun. Tom had a great suggestion during the break. Said that he likes using the notes field we looked at earlier to log, to remember how POTA activators like to run their pileups, such as so-and-so makes a list, or, you know, I can see like so-and-so, you know, always picks the last call to call, you know, those kind of things. It's really cool. I like that suggestion, Tom. Thank you. That was very great insight there. So, all right, let's hit some of our news for the week. We do have a new template I was going to show you earlier, so let me just go ahead and show you that now. So if this one works great for Winter Field Day and other contests as well, so I'll just use Winter Field Day for an example. If the current template is like too much, you don't want all those fields, just go in here, grab the new Sport Logger template. This is for fast logging, and you can see here it strips it down to call sign, exchanges, band and mode. And band and mode will just sit there while you're logging, and you can just do call sign, tab, category, tab, section, boom, call sign, and it just jumps back to call sign. So yeah, I just put together that quick template for a club and said, I wanted to make it just a publicly available template. So yeah, absolutely. All right, let's hit. We've got a lot of stories to cover today. First of all, the shortwave. Guys, this is one of those. This is one of those stories. That's like, seriously, you really want to go there. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. The shortwave. I'm so frustrated with this. I jumped to another spot in my document. So let me get back there. The Shortwave Modernization Coalition. I'm Modernization Coalition. I'm already like, where are we going with this? So the Shortwave Modernization Coalition, or SMC, desires long-distance, non-voice communications between 2 and 25 megahertz. Imagine that. To be fully authorized under the existing Part 90 FCC rules. So 2 to 25 megahertz. What's that encompass? Let's see. That encompasses 80 meters. Yeah, it encompasses, nearly gets 160. I don't think quite 80. 60 meters, 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters. It encompasses 15 meters, 17. I don't know if it gets, it covers 12 as well, not quite 10, but that's a big chunk of spectrum there. So, the proposed Part 90 authorization differs from traditional international HF broadcasts governed under Part 73 rules. The SMC petition has been pending since 2023, so they're not getting very far with it, but they're kind of renewing their efforts. The proponents have been urging the commission to act to create a stable regulatory framework under Part 90 rules for commercial HF data services. Commercial HF data services. Now, this is, just to explain what this is all about, this is basically for HF stock trading purposes, really, is what it kind of boils down to. This is ham radio on Wall Street, only it's not ham radio, it's commercial radio using ham radio frequencies. So or close to ham radio frequencies, overlapping probably in some cases ham radio frequencies. So yeah, not great. So the ARRL and many individual hams have lodged strong objections in earlier proceedings, arguing that the proposal could threaten existing amateur operations and introduce interference without clear public benefit. This is a quote from the SMC. This is a quote from the SMC when they filed a cost-benefit analysis after a December meeting with the Federal Communications Commission. Listen to this quote and just listen. A radio engineer from the 1920s could take a shortwave radio from the 1920s and transmit and receive voice signals today. It is remarkable how little innovation has occurred in this band. Remarkable how little innovation has occurred in this band, huh? Oh boy, I don't even know where to go with this one. The open FCC petition from 2023 includes approximately 900 comments, many of which are from radio amateurs seeking to deny the SMC petition, the National Association for Amateur Radio, which is the ARRL, as well as, now this is the good part, so this could benefit. The U.S. Coast Guard is getting in on this. The Coast Guard worries that the overall noise floor in the 2 to 25 megahertz band will increase due to increased usage. So We do have the Coast Guard on our side here, guys. This, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Coast Guard is involved in combating this request. So, there are 9 Part 90 bands, but they are immediately adjacent to or overlap amateur bands. So, yeah, Joshua says, what's to innovate? Not only what's to innovate, but what haven't we innovated? I mean, seriously, there is so much digital communication innovation going on in ham radio right now. It's huge. And to sit there and say, that a 1920s broadcaster could use equipment from the 1920s and broadcast and be obviously, I mean, of course, they're called radio waves. I mean, that's the way it works. But then to sit there and say that there's been no innovation, I mean, really? I've got to get off my soapbox on this one. This one is absolute foolishness, in my opinion. But anyway, I mean, I understand the request, but to make a comment like that, I mean, really. But we'll move on past that one for now. We do have more to discuss. So we've got this is an interesting story here. The FCC has banned the sale of foreign-made drones and drone parts in the U.S. Existing drones that are already approved and in use are legal. You can still fly the drones that you own that have current FCC IDs, but the ban does apply to new models and unapproved components without FCC authorization. Manufacturers can't legally import or sell new drone parts in the U.S. market. So basically, that wipes out like most of the current drone sales market. But the upside I can see here is that we may have a lot more options in the very near future. If they're really pushing this hard, it's going to hurt for like a few months, maybe even a year or two. But I can see a whole lot of companies popping up out of this one in the U.S. Creating some drones. Yeah, I believe DJI is affected by this, but I can see a lot more companies popping up out of the U.S. in the near future to be really competitive in this market. So I'm kind of biding my time on this one. This one could get interesting very soon. Yeah. So once again, they're not grounding drones that are like already licensed or flying but owned already, but it's just a freeze on any new foreign hardware or components, drones, that type of thing. So yeah, absolutely. Who participated in Support Your Parks weekend last weekend? Last weekend was Support Your Parks weekend. I did not participate. Not really. I may have hunted a few POTUS stations, but I was busy operating NAQP, so didn't really get a chance to operate there. But yeah, it was Support Your Parks weekend. So they always give out certificates, that type of thing, for Support Your Parks weekend operators. So look for one of those if you participated. It's kind of a cool. Yeah, Joshua says he got a special POTUS certificate. It's kind of a cool platform. So glad to hear that went over well. So there's a couple of new things going on right now. I say new. This one goes on. It's this is the first time I've heard of it, but it's this is new. It's this is they've just opened for this year. CQ Amateur Radio Hall of Fame 2026 nominations. Hamgallery.com. Let me go ahead and share this tab so you can see this. Here we go. So hamgallery.com /HOF/amateur radio. They've got the option here where you can view their nomination procedure right here. Here's all their nomination procedure, and you can send those via email to k8cx@hamgallery.com. So these are CQ Amateur Radio Hall of Fame. These are right to recognize individuals who have demonstrated significant contributions or achievements in amateur radio. This not only includes personal operating results, but also endeavors that have benefited the broader amateur radio community. So this is a really cool endeavor, in my opinion. They've been going for many years now. I realize that they've been going since 2001. So shout out to those guys for really putting together something really cool for the hobby. So you can see many years of inductees here, and I believe this year there aren't many inductees. I think there's 3 inductee spots open this year. Yeah, 3 inductees this year. So get your nominations in. Those are open. They opened in. Let's see here. I believe yes, there we go. Nominations opened on January 1st and will be open through February 28th. So go ahead and go submit nominations there. We've also got the 52-week ham radio challenge. This is go to www.hamchallenge.com to take a look at this one. This is an interesting endeavor. I had never heard of this one either. But 52 weeks, 52 challenges. Can you master them all? Every week you get a new challenge, something new to try, just to try and do, and it's meant to inspire and extend. It's meant to inspire you to extend your horizon in amateur radio by weekly challenges through the year that touch all aspects of ham radio and related fields. A lot of the challenges may be trivial for some participants because that is what they do all the time, but very challenging for others. So just to mention a few here, make a QSO on a faraway repeater using Echolink. Make a QSO in a mode you're unfamiliar with. Understand how your antenna works. How low can you go in QRP? Use Hamnet. We've got find a source of interference in your home and eliminate it. Or do something to get new people into the hobby. Or make 10 contacts on a UHF, VHF calling frequency, not a repeater, calling frequency. Build your own radio and make a QSO with it. A lot of really neat challenges here. So hamchallenge.org and go look through some of their rules and how their program works. Really cool endeavor there as well. So yeah, I kind of intend to look into this a little bit more and see kind of what all this is about, what all I can do in my limited time to operate some of these. I mean, I can see myself making a QSO on a faraway repeater using Echolink. I mean, that can't be so hard. Experiment with APRS. I would love to. How low can you go in QRP? That sounds so fun. I would love to take like a mountain topper out and go like 100 milliwatts and see how many contacts I could work. I think that would be so fun. But anyway, yeah. So hamchallenge.org for that one. All right. This week was interesting. If you were on Verizon network, Verizon had an outage starting on January 14th, 2026, widespread cellular network outage across the U.S., disrupting voice calls and text messages and mobile data across much of its wireless network. The outage began around midday Eastern time and persisted for about 10 plus hours before service was largely restored late Wednesday night. This is why you need ham radio, guys. I mean, really, the 10 hours outage, 10 hours dead zone. Imagine if all those people had their ham radio license. You know, local repeaters would have absolutely lit up. It would. You know, this is so cool because whenever, and I understand local repeaters can go down, and whenever there's a power outage, whenever there's a cell outage, I mean, you know, your local repeater is going to be just fine. If there's like a widespread power outage, your repeater might go down. You still got 40 meters, you still got 20 meters for long distance, you got all these fantastic options, and yeah. I mean, get your ham radio license. This at the peak of the outage, monitoring service Down Detector recorded around 175 to 180,000 Verizon users reporting problems nationwide. The company stated the outage was due to a network and software issue, not a cybersecurity or hacking incident. Not that helps the poor folks who were affected. Well, I mean, I'm glad my data wasn't stolen, but still couldn't call anybody. Guys, get your ham radio license. $35 and a quick test with the FCC. Super easy technician test. Technician test is so easy. I mean, really, go get your ham radio license. Hey, Charlie, good to see you. So if you were affected by that, Verizon did offer a one-time $20 credit to affected customers as an acknowledgement of the disruption. So be sure and claim your $20 credit from Verizon. If you do want to get your technician license, I know this really, really, really awesome platform called Ham Radio Prep. And we offer some really great courses over there. Jim does an awesome job teaching those. Hamradioprep.com. Use code Andy for 10% off. If you're a viewer of this stream, you can absolutely use code Andy, A-N-D-Y, Alpha November Delta Yankee. I've said that too many times during NAQP last weekend. But use code Andy for 10% off your license courses, your advanced operating courses. We've got the new technician course we'll be dropping later this year. We've got some other stuff in the works that's really cool. So go over there, go ahead and get you an account set up, and start studying for your ham radio license if you need to upgrade, or if you need to get your ham radio license. Hamradioprep.com. All right. So last week we talked about the SpaceX Crew 11 incident. So SpaceX Crew 11 was they were going about their mission like normal, and suddenly they had a medical emergency. We don't know any of the details about this medical emergency, but for some reason, it was serious enough that they brought Crew 11 back. They were using the SpaceX Crew Dragon Endeavour capsule, and they brought those. They brought 4 astronauts from the International Space Station back to Earth on January. They undocked January 14th, 2026, about 5:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To begin the trip home, spacecraft safely splashed down the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego, California on January 15th, 2026. Splashdown time was around 12:41 a.m. Pacific time, or 3:41 a.m. Eastern. So this is interesting. This is a very interesting story. I'm afraid I'm going to mispronounce these crew members' names, and if any of them are watching this, my sincere apologies. Zena Cardman from NASA, Michael Fink from NASA. He's the commander. Kimiya Yui. I'm like I said, I'm afraid I'm going to mispronounce some of these, but that's from the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, and Oleg Platonov from Roscosmos in Russia. And those are the 4 astronauts aboard. That we still don't know which one had the medical emergency, but they brought the Crew 11 mission home for that emergency. So, the Crew Dragon capsule. It was the Crew Dragon Endeavour capsule. So they landed in calm waters, and SpaceX recovery teams were able to quickly secure the capsule and assist the crew. We actually have footage of the splashdown, and this footage, as it was transmitted back to NASA, it was a little bit choppy. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this footage for you, but it is a little bit choppy here. Let's go ahead and take a look. See the reflection on the water there, and splashdown. And there's the recovery team. Very cool. I always like getting the footage from NASA and checking it out. So, yeah, immediately after splashdown, each astronaut was taken to a recovery ship's medical tent for preliminary checks, then to a hospital for further evaluations, as is usual for post-flight procedures. Now this is the good news. All 4 astronauts were reported to be in good health and stable after the splashdown. So apparently the situation has stabilized, which is very good. We're glad to hear that. They were flown from California to Johnson Space Center in Houston, where they reunited with family and began standard post-flight medical evaluations and reconditioning. Once again, NASA did not publicly release details about the medical issue itself, citing privacy protocols. Fully understandable. Absolutely get that. This event marked the first time in the ISS's 25-year history that NASA brought astronauts back early from orbit due to a medical concern. Crew 11 had been aboard the ISS since August 1st, 2021, and was originally scheduled to return in February 2026 after about 6 months in orbit. So they only brought him back about a month early. During their stay, Crew 11 performed hundreds of hours of scientific research and ISS maintenance. And this is the other interesting point about this. After Crew 11's departure, a skeleton crew remained on the station until the next Crew 12 was scheduled to launch in mid-February 2026. I think there's only 2 or 3 personnel aboard the ISS right now. Very, very limited crew at this point. So glad that they made it back safely, but this is very interesting, very interesting story, and we'll see kind of how this continues to unfold over the next bit of time here. On the ham radio prep side of things, we are still launching Parks on the Air videos. We have a lot of great ones out. We've got POTA radios video, the POTA antennas video. We've got, let's see here. We've got I'm pulling up our list here so that I don't miss anything. We've got best antennas, best radios, what is POTA, and many more that are just getting ready to come out. And these are really cool. I shared this clip last week, but I'm gonna share it again this week because these videos are just so awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and share this clip. It's a short clip, 50 seconds, of Professor Jim talking about the best radios for Parks on the Air. He's talking about one of my favorite POTA radios, the G90. Take a listen.
If price is a big factor for you, consider the Xiegu G90 HF radio. This small Chinese-made radio has a big following. We've commented on earlier Xiegu radios that small controls can be challenging in cold weather, but that seems to be mostly solved with a G90. It has up to 20 watts of power out, so it's more than QRP. It handles the HF bands from 10 to 160 meters. It even has a detachable head unit if you want to do some custom backpack layouts. It also has a built-in antenna tuner for those days you just can't get the antenna match you want by adjusting. It does not come with its own battery or any VHF, UHF options. Hams have told us the G90 is a solid, dependable radio at a good price. We found it for around $400 in a bundle from Radiodity.
Absolutely brilliant videos, and we've got a lot more to come. I will be appearing in a couple myself, so keep an eye out for those. James will be appearing in a couple. Some really cool videos. These are being released in collaboration between World Radio League and Ham Radio Prep YouTube channels, and we're having a ton of fun producing these. So let me go ahead and jump over to our next bit of information here. Last week we had a discussion about LongPath and how LongPath, how to tell the difference between long path signals and short path signals. So long path is basically, short path basically is just from your radio to the other guy's radio in the shortest possible distance. Long path is going the other way around the Earth. So it would basically be me contacting Japan via or me contacting Australia, Japan or Australia, via the East Coast instead of the West Coast. So, not really that feasible, but it can absolutely happen. So I've sicked my AI minion on this, and we're going to see what the AI minion came up with here. So long path is most common around sunrise or sunset, when much of the long path follows the gray line, especially on 20, 17, and 15 meters. If a DX station suddenly appears at your sunrise or sunset, suspect long path. Don't absolutely guarantee it, but suspect long path. Signal characteristics your ears can tell. Long path signals often sound softer or hollow, fluttery or phasey, or slightly delayed, which makes sense. I mean, long path. Also, it says to look for impossible propagation. So if you should not be hearing VK and you're hearing VK, likely it could be a long path. I mean, this is some really, really interesting information, and I want to do some more digging and find out even more about this, but there's a lot of great information. Bands that long path is most common: 40 meters, rare but possible; 30 meters, occasional; 20 meters, very common; 17 meters, excellent; 15 meters, excellent; and 12 and 10 meters, rare but magical. So those are the findings by my AI minion. Thank you for long path information. So, guys, we are coming up on the end of the show, but we have the forecast for Monday, January 19th through Monday, January 26th. Propagation forecast. Let's go ahead and dive through that. Monday, January 19th will be unsettled, trending worse late. Baseline is at flux, will be around 160. The A index at 20, and the daily max KP at 4. The SWPC, or Space Weather Prediction Center, also flags elevated risk through January 21st for blackouts. 20 meters, going to be the most reliable. 40 meters, probably workable. 15 and 10 might be open, but they're going to be a little bit up and down. Tuesday, January 20th. This is going to be the rough one. Storm day. Rough HF with potential for aurora. So if you want to go outside in freezing weather, at least here in the Midwest, and see some aurora, tomorrow might be your day to do that. Tomorrow night. The Space Weather Protection Center expects G3 to G4 storm early with peak 3-hour KP up to 8. Ouch. That's G4 levels. The KP peak in their table is from 06 to 09 UTC, 600 to 900 UTC, which is, for me in Central Time, it's 12 to 3, but, 600 to 900, it's 12 to 3 a.m. So 600 to 900 UTC on Tuesday. Baseline table still shows flux at 165 and the A index at 16. But yeah, it could be interesting. I would say probably 40 to 20 might still be good. Mid latitude, you can check 2 meter and 6 meter aurora. That might be cool. So check that if you've got that equipment. Wednesday, January 21st, improving. Flux at 170, A at 10, and the KP at 3. With SWPC is still watching enhanced conditions through the 21st. I would say 20 and 17 will be pretty stable. 15 will come back. 40 will be cleaner at night. So, you're probably looking at a little bit better of a day on Wednesday. Thursday, good. Flux, this is January 22nd. Flux at 175, A index at 8. The KP index, probably looking at 3. 2017 should be strong. 15 should be solid midday. 10's worth checking. And, you can keep up with all of these numbers. I'm throwing these numbers at you, but you can kind of keep up with a real world implementation of this on our web app or our mobile app here. I'll show you on the web app because that's what I have pulled up. But if you go up here to the band conditions tab, you can see right now this is getting ready to get horrible tomorrow because of the G4 that's headed for us. But you can keep up here with the A index, K index, SFI, with solar flux index, the signal noise ratio, and the sunspot number, and we flag each band grouping whether it's going to be fair, good, or poor. So keep up with that. Keep an eye on that throughout the day and kind of see what to expect. Friday, January 23rd, very good. Flux will be around 180, the A index at 8, and the KP at 3. You want your A and K indexes to be low and your SFI to be high, basically. That's kind of what you're gunning for. A and K as low as possible, SFI as high as you can get. So just as a point of reference. So Saturday, let me go ahead and give the take here on Friday. I would say 15 and 10 will probably be solid, and 20 will definitely be solid on Friday, barring any unexpected incidents. Saturday, January 24th, Flux will be 180, A index at 5, and the KP at 2, still dropping. Excellent day, quiet bands. Stable DX, and the low bands will improve. So this is awesome because this is Winterfield Day. So Winterfield Day, the Winterfield Day weekend is like the best weekend in the forecast right now. So we're looking at a really, really solid Winterfield Day weekend. Really, this is awesome news. I'm really excited about this. I'm really looking forward to Winterfield Day. I'm expecting to be operating from home, but if something comes up and I have the chance to operate remotely, I may do that. Sunday, January 25th, excellent, with quiet bands. Flux at 175. A index will be around 5 and the KP at 2. This is probably going to be good for even some weak signal work. If you want to go out and do some QRP stuff on Sunday, and I mean you can always do QRP. Sometimes you almost hesitate to present this information because it's almost going to be like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if I say, hey, the bands are going to be terrible on Tuesday, and so nobody operates. Well, of course the bands are terrible on Tuesday. There's nobody operating. But if you just go out and give it a try anyway, see what you can do, see what you can keep the bands alive even when the conditions are bad. That's what we're all going to have to do here in a couple years anyway when the sunspot cycle begins to decline. So just wanted to throw that out there at you. Monday, January 26th will also be excellent with quiet bands. Flux at 170, A index at 5 and KP at 2. Still strong. 20 and 17 will be reliable. 15 will be good midday. And 80 and 40 will be nicer after dark. You can see that Flux is starting to decline. So we'll kind of be looking into next week to see what exactly might be occurring as we move on into mid next week. But be sure and come back and join us next week for the next week's worth of propagation forecasting. I would say it's just a TLDR takeaway. The worst stability on the HF bands is Tuesday. Once again, keep the bands active, keep operating, even if they're terrible. Just prove that it can be done. And the best days will be Thursday through Monday. I would say the best operating time you're going to see is Saturday through Monday, basically right over Winterfield Day weekend. And the best low band nights, like on 80 and 40, will be the 24th, 25th, and 26th. Once again, right over Winterfield Day. So expect great Winterfield Day propagation. That's the best takeaway from this. Expect awesome Winterfield Day propagation. Really, really excited about this. So, we are very much looking forward to Winterfield Day. Guys, this has been another awesome show. We're very glad Catalina was able to join us. If you're going to, yeah, Levi says signal forecasts never beat signal reports. Very true. That is very true. And Bricker Haas says, you and your AI friends. Indeed. Okay, so if any of you are going to be at Dayton Hamvention, we'll definitely have a presence there. That one's a little bit in the future, but stop by our booth there. We look forward to see you. And the closer one is going to be the Orlando Hamcation. That's the one that we're getting ready to come up on. So be sure and stop by our booth at Orlando, and James and I believe Jim will be there, and say hi to them. Give them a shout out from Andy at the World Radio League show, and I know they'll be very glad to see you. Everyone, thank you so much for coming along for another fantastic, jam-packed 2 hours of ham radio goodness, and we will catch you next week on the World Radio League show. I'm Andy, N0APX, broadcasting live from the Blue Barn Studios, saying 73 and dit.